If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. There was a big YouTuber the other day that made a video and talked about an emergency fund and glass half full, glass half empty type of mentality, which got a lot of people to start suggesting that he has been watching my videos because I endlessly talk about emergency funds, backup plans, being prepared. And he did. He said a lot of the same words even that I use. You know, I talk about using tens of thousands of dollars in an emergency fund. And he said that. He said that in some cases you're going to need tens of thousands of dollars. And so dozens of people suggested that he is watching my videos. But in the end, I would think that that's probably not true. I mean, if you look at his channel, there's absolutely no reason for him to change his viewpoints because of little old me. And if you go to a website called socialblade.com and you type in the YouTuber's name, and you can find out the stats of each YouTuber. For example, if you look at how many subscribers I get a day, I get 17. I think he's up there near 500 subscribers a day. If you look at my stats, you'll see that I get about 4,000 views a day. You look at his stats, he gets about 50,000. You look at my stats, I make $17 a day. You look at his stats, and he's up there around, you know, $280 a day. But I thought I would take the time to go through some of the things he said, because a lot of it was good information. A lot of it was based on what I have said in the past. But let's talk about emergency fund. Yes, I have said many times that you need tens of thousands of dollars in emergency fund. Now, he kind of described it as there's layers. You know, if you have this kind of vehicle, you need this much money, so forth and so on. Well, here's the reality. I sleep very good at night, knowing I have a very large emergency fund, and I try not to dip into the emergency fund. Even in the comments down below his channel, he gets the same comments I got. There were several people in his comments that said, hey, it's unrealistic to have that kind of emergency fund. You know, a lot of people are going to come out here, don't make that kind of revenue. Yeah, I get that. The problem is the default shouldn't be that you come out here. If you don't have the emergency fund, you shouldn't be thinking, well, I'm going to come out here regardless if I have an emergency fund or not. We're in Missouri and we're going to have to stay throughout the winter. I've gotten several people comment that I need to take some of my emergency fund and get an apartment to live in until this emergency is over. I don't agree with that because I'm not in an emergency. If I dip into the emergency fund and a real emergency shows up, then I won't have it. When the camper burned down, we pulled into our campsite and I looked over at the camper and it wasn't there, and I said, our home is gone. But my very next thought was, we're okay. I really did not freak out about it. It was troubling, and I really didn't like the idea, but I didn't freak out because I had an emergency fund. That was an emergency. I knew that I was going to be able to fix this. I can fix it because I had the money to fix it. That is not being afraid. I mean, he talked about being afraid, not being afraid. Well, I can tell you, money makes it a lot easier not to be afraid. People ask me all the time, what are you going to do in this situation? What are you going to do in this situation? Emergency fund. You know, what if Carolyn gets sick? What are you going to do? Emergency fund. It's the answer to every question that pops into my head. The second thing he talked about was, is the universe friendly or not? He quoted Einstein. He says that if you feel like the universe is friendly, then you're going to do very well living out here. Okay, well then I guess I'm not doing very well out here because I don't think the universe is friendly. If you look at the universe, it has black holes that can eat you up, gamma radiation that can destroy entire galaxies with one burst. It has asteroids, and it's cold. There's no gravity to hold you down. I mean, you got galaxies bouncing off of each other, planets bouncing off of each other, suns exploding. I mean, it's kind of a terrible place. And so even if you just say, okay, is the Earth a friendly place? I don't know. There's cities, there's an absolute chaos. I don't know if it's that friendly. So he talked about glass half full, glass half empty. Well, no. It doesn't matter if the glass is half full or half empty. It doesn't matter. It's what is trending. Are you drinking the glass or are you filling the glass? Well, if you're drinking the glass and it's half empty, that means that shortly you're going to be empty. If you're filling the glass and it's halfway, shortly it's going to be full. What is trending? And so you adjust your behavior based on what is trending. It's called being a realist. What is going on in my life right now, and how do I adapt to that situation? It doesn't matter if you're just pessimistic or optimistic. You got to be realistic. You know, right now things are good. I'm a little chilly, but the heater's working great, camper's working great, got great campsites, everything's working great. But when the fire happened, things weren't working great. So then you have to decide, what are you going to do about it? Well, right now I'm not going to do anything. Everything's working great. Have a backup plan, have an emergency fund, everything's working great. But when the camper burned down, the only question I had to ask, there was only one that I had to ask Carolyn. Do you want to continue this lifestyle? Whatever the answer was, I was going to be able to fix it. Because one, I was being realistic. That her answer may be, no, I don't want to continue. Or, yes, I want to continue. That was the only two options there was available. I could fix either one of them. Why? Because I'm a realist. I understand that I got to be able to do whatever her answer was ready to do. And I could, because I had an emergency fund. You see how this is all circling around? She said, well, I don't see why not. Why wouldn't we? Okay. Well, and then what are we going to do? Well, we got to clean up the mess, and we got to get a new camper. We decided to build a camper. $550 later, I got an amazing camper, better than anything I could have bought. So there's no glass. There's no glass. It doesn't matter if it's half empty or half full. There's no glass. It is what it is. What are you going to do about it? That's what we have to do. That's what you have to do as a nomad. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.